I just think that there's something about messing with the audience a little bit that makes you even want it more. My first version of What Is This Feeling was all split screens, and John was like, amazing. Why don't you calm down a little bit and chill that out? Just being kind of experimental and otherwise sort of commercial film. I just think like anything goes.
It seemed like there were more, but three specific times where the characters address camera. And I always love it because it always makes me think of the birds when she's like, "This is your fault," and of course, The Simpsons making fun of it. But this happens early on with them, I believe, and then oh gosh, where is it? I wrote it down, but I don't want to like go through my notes. Maybe you know because it seems very intentional that it's in three specific places. The last one being looking directly at the camera at the end of the last shot of the film, I think is right down the barrel. So it's engaging us in this conflict of identity
Yeah.
and being true to yourself, being popular. Okay, it was during Popular was the second one, but like,
Mm-hmm.
what do I have to do with it? Like, you're bringing me into this, right? Like, it seems very intentional. So I didn't know if you had anything about that, or just it felt like the right choice to you.
I do think it's the right choice. I like how Alice Brooks, the cinematographer, and John, like they break the sort of yeah, I think they just break it up and they challenge us sometimes to like look, by being less theatrical and more sort of like, hey, are you, we're speaking to you. I think that again to sort of talk about Todd and Jim just being kind of experimental and otherwise sort of commercial film. I just think like anything goes with John, Alice, me, and Chris Scott, the choreographer. And if we have a tool in our toolbox, whether it's like breaking the fourth wall or doing dissolves or jump cuts or fades to black or really anything, we're gonna utilize it, and like or split screens for that matter, just a lot of different sort of tools in our toolbox to sort of refresh or challenge the audience. You know, I think that what I love about John is that he knows that our audience is not just a students of cinema, but they're people who are just go to the theaters just to escape,
Mhm.
or it's like the TikTok generation that wants to, make, dance and repurpose it. Um, and I just think that we try to have one foot in the sort of traditional um, styles of films that inspired us when we were young, but also trying to give something a little bit fresh to it. And so just to say that anything goes without being too schizophrenic about it, I think some people really understand the tonal shifts, and some people are just like, that's a lot of tonal shifts. But I happen to like playing with comedy and melodrama and elements of horror or just big musical throwbacks like we're doing The Sound of Music or something. Like I just love throwing a lot at the canvas and just seeing what sticks. And sometimes you're just like, that's not great. Like my first version of What Is This Feeling was all split screens, the entire number of split screens. And John's like, amazing. Why don't you calm down a little bit and chill that out? But I know this is a long-winded way of answering your question, but just doing different things to challenge and wake up the audience, and mess with their expectation. Define Gravity starts and stops like six times, and they're like, oh, I was just like, and I just think that there's something about messing with the audience a little bit that makes you even want it more, and even ending the movie the way we do as a big cliffhanger. It's like uh, leaving them wanting more, just really messing with the audience and hopefully in return they feel satisfied and not cheated. I just think it's like the sort of the big thing we're just playing with. And sometimes we do go overboard and we have to pull back, and it's too much. And we do a lot of the breaking of the fourth wall, and like in the Heights, and with Usnavi, our narrator. And I just there's something about and about back to like all that jazz, just being really experimental about things, and then
Mhm.
trying to make something commercial. You're kind of like fooling the audience that you're the one movie, but then you're actually all these other kinds of movies at the same
Right.
time.